Second grade, what's going on? Is Mr. Hunter here. I am here with your second grade reading for this week. You are going to be on page 55 starting out. We're going to go over 55 and then 56 is what we're going to read together. And then 57 is where you're going to answer the questions. All right. So it should be in your worksheet, 57 or 55 to 57. It says desert fun facts. We're talking about the desert. We're also going to talk about the 4 types of deserts. And then I'm going to explain to you something small. When I was your age in second grade, third grade, I used to spell desert incorrectly. I used to spell desert with 2 S's, but desert is 1 S. This is what we call dessert. And you know, dessert has 2 S's. How did I tell the difference? Well, a desert has 1 S. A dessert is what you have when you have dinner and a snack after dinner. So think about dessert, dinner and snack. That means 2 S's. Desert, 1 S. All right. That's just how I broke it down for me. Obviously, I'm talking about snacks and food, and I'm probably getting you hungry right now. So let's just go back into the word and what we're supposed to be doing today with our reading. All right. So on page 55, you should see a world map. All right. I'm going to hold it up to you. You should see something like that. Okay. And that is pretty much giving you an idea of all the different deserts that are located throughout the entire world. It says right here, we're going to read through our points. It says deserts cover about 1/5 of the Earth's land. 1/5. So that's a good amount of land that is covered by deserts. Deserts get less than 10 inches or 25 centimeters of rain each year. So why are they deserts? They don't really have a lot of rain. They don't have a lot of water. They don't have a lot of things that are giving it nourishment. And so it's really, really dry. And it's not a great place for us, for people like humans to live. But there are some animals and things that survive and can thrive out in the desert. And that's because our God is great. He can make anything happen. We're looking at 4 types of deserts. All right. So everybody, you can have a pencil. You have a paper if you want to. On the back of your worksheet, you can write it down. But there are 4 types of deserts. And it says they're hot and dry. So there's a hot and the dry desert, right? How many of you guys knew that already? You kind of makes sense, right? A desert is hot and it's dry. That makes sense. But then there's a Samaria, a Samaria, a Samaria desert. I said it wrong. Samaria desert. There's a coastal desert. And then guys, guess what? I was struggling with this before I started the video because I said this can't possibly be true. There is a cold desert. Does that make sense? Well, we're probably going to find out why in our reading. So a hot and dry Samaria, coastal and cold desert. And then the last pointer, it says the largest desert in the world is in the Sahara Desert, which is in Africa. It is about the size of the United States. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Everybody say pause, Mr. Hunter, pause. You guys didn't say it loud enough. I didn't hear you. Pause, Mr. Hunter, pause. Are you telling me there is a desert in Africa that is as big as the entire United States? Wow, we have to see a video about that. And yes, you will. All right. So you should turn your page now. We're going to get into the reading. All right. Now let's jump right in on page 56. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Let's go. All right. It says, living things need water. A desert is a dry place. It does not get much rain. And things that live in the desert, they need water too. Desert plants get water in special ways. They grow far apart. They do not share the water. And some desert plants have very long roots. They reach deep into the dirt and they get their water there. Some desert plants store water in their roots, and some desert plants store water in their stems. Others store it in their leaves. So all the plants have different places that they put their water. It works for you. It cannot work for somebody else. So in the roots, in the leaves, in the stems. All right. They each use the water a little bit at a time. Now, this is a good point to make and stop right here. If there's not that much water, and you have to store it up and make sure that you have enough. How smart do you have to be to make sure you don't use it up fast so it goes away? Because if it's not going to rain, if it rains maybe 10 inches throughout the entire year, let's say it rains once a month. If it rains that 1 month and then you use up all your water and then you have to wait until the next month to rain, do you think you'd be in trouble? I think you'd be in trouble. So it's good to actually make sure you're saving it up and not using too much at one time. I think that's another good lesson that sometimes we as adults use for how we handle money. All right. It's a good lesson to use for or to imply for how you use your time. You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste your money. All right. And as your parents probably tell you at dinner time, you don't want to waste your food. Don't waste your food. All right. Back to the reading. Animals live in deserts. Wow. So even in this place where there's not enough water, there's not a lot of water, there's not a lot of rain, animals live there. Camels live in some of the deserts. And when they find water, they drink a lot. I mean, they store up a lot of water. They use the water slowly, just like the plants. The desert bats, there's desert bats. They get their water from the food that they eat. And many desert animals, guess what? They survive in the desert because they stay out of the heat. So just because they live out there, it doesn't mean that they actually stay out in the sun and bake in the heat all day. Nobody can survive that. So the animals will actually hide. A kangaroo rat will hide during the hot days, and they eat and drink at night. So we're going to show you two things. We're going to show you a Sahara desert, the desert in the Sahara, the one that's the largest one. And then we're going to show you a kangaroo rat, what it looks like. And a kangaroo rat, you see in the picture, comes out of its burrow at night to look for food. So at nighttime, it's a little bit cooler, probably a little bit safer, so there's nobody out there trying to get the rat, and it can make its moves in silence. All right? So let's look at page 57, called Desert Life. All right? Desert Life. Fill in your name at the blank or at the top and the date, and then let's talk about it. It says fill in the bubble to complete each sentence. Number 1. Deserts are very hot and A, wet, B, dry, C, cool, or D, pink. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I don't think we heard anything today about a pink desert. So we'll keep moving. All right, number 2. A desert does not get very much A, sunlight, B, moonlight, C, rain, or D, air. So what does a desert not get enough of? All right, number 3. Some desert plants have very blank roots. Now, A, short, B, hot, C, long, or D, thin. If you don't know the answer, all you have to do is go back on the page where the reading is and read through and see if you can find it. All right. You can even rewind the video to where I was saying it. All right. You may be able to find the answer quickly, but you have to go back if you don't know the answer. Don't just bubble in any answer. All right. Number 4, kangaroo rats blink during the day and blink at night. A, they hide and eat. They eat and hide. They run and drink. Or D, hunt and sleep. So here's a little trick question. If you see something in the answer that has the same words, but they have them flip-flopped, we are definitely going for the order. So just because you put 2 words and they're correct, they have to be in the right order. So make sure you go back in the story and find out which one came first, okay? And then number 5, a blank does not live in the desert. A, camel, B, monkey, C, kangaroo rat, or D, a bat. All right. Now at the bottom, it says on the back of this page, tell what you learned about desert plants. That should be easy because I can think of about 4 or 5 things I learned right now. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you mañana.